Hey guys, it's Julie from Plan to Create, and I have been meaning to film this video for a while, but I will be honest, there's always a part of me that's like, oh, but let me get that part figured out, and let me get that part figured out. And finally, I realized, you know what, my planner is a work in progress. I'm a work in progress, so obviously, as much as I want to show you like this perfectly pulled together planner, I don't think that's entirely realistic, and I just am willing to kind of show you, hey, here's where I'm at. So I'm going to go ahead and just give you a walkthrough, a setup of my half-letter discs. I am here in a Louis Vuitton Agenda GM. Like I said, I have discs. I am using 1-inch discs, and I believe that these are old gold discs from InkWell Press. You can find discs at Cloth and Paper, you can find them through LEVENGER. I know you can even purchase them at Staples probably. I think there's a lot of ways to get them. Happy Planner sells some plastic ones. These are kind of a nice metal, and I'm gonna tell you guys something. I avoided discs for a long time because I could not stand like my paper snagging on the discs, and I want to assure you that between these discs and my LEVENGER punch, I cannot be happier. The LEVENGER punch, I feel like, I mean, I have my weird little conspiracy theories, but I feel like they punch like a slightly bigger mushroom, and therefore no matter what discs you're using, the pages always just fly through. The tighter the little, I call it a mushroom, I don't know what else, the punch, the tighter that is, or the smaller, I think you're just gonna get kind of stuck on the discs. So take that with a grain of salt, but in my opinion, it is worth the investment to get the LEVENGER punch. Not to ever lead you astray to spending more money, but there are certain things that are just worth the money. So I'll throw a link in there below. You can find it at Amazon, and that's where I would probably send you. Okay, so you can see here there's just kind of this extra set of discs, and I thought I would show you that too because I may refer to it in a little bit, but I have my months of the year in here. So as I finish things in this, you know, planner here that stays on my desk, I'll just migrate them there, and this then becomes my sits on a shelf, you know, reference. And that's kind of the biggest thing about why I would choose half-letter discs over A5 rings, is that I don't have a place to store the A5 ring setup after the fact. And so with these discs, I have the extra set of discs on hand. I can slide things over to the storage discs, if you will, and that works really well for me. If you've been following me for a while, you know I barely ever have anything here in my pocket setup. I am super functional. I don't like to have stuff just there for just being there. So here I just have my most used stickers, which are typically the Planner Spots mini dots in my favorite colors. I like to have these little check marks from Sweet Caress on hand because I love to give myself check marks for my workouts when I complete them. And then I just have this little random sheet that I had cut down, and I have that, just kind of remember to use that before I throw it away because it's a color of sticker that I am enjoying. Which leads me to the point of these and why they're sitting out. These are 4 Tombos that I absolutely love the colors, and I have tried to find stickers that coordinate. I don't have to have them be perfectly matchy-matchy, but a pretty broad scheme of like some blush pink, some kind of a light tan, cocoa, no, not cocoa, cappuccino, if you will. This is a nice like warmer taupe, and then a light warm gray. These are my matchups there. I have that crew matchups for in 89. My blush pink, 850, matches up nicely with the blush color from the Planner Spot. Still working out this color, which is why I have this little thing here, because it kind of is that creamier color that I want to find. And then these are sort of in line with the blush. I threw these nude in here. I just love this color, so I work it in or throw it in. It's not necessarily a Tombow matchup, but it's a color that I enjoy using. All right, let's slide this guy up and get this glare off because that's bugging me. I can see the fan running on this dashboard. This is a really cool like leopard print clear acrylic dashboard, and I believe that it is from Cat's Press Co. I will confirm that and link below. If it's not from there, I honestly have no idea. It might, I have no idea. So hopefully that's where it's from. It's been years and I don't remember where from. This pocket is from Cat's Press Co. I can't say the name of that shop. And I just like to tuck in little things. This Unbothered In My Lane flourishing sticker, I don't know if you guys can see that, but that is from the Planner Spot. She has a quotes sticker sheet, and I need to back it with another one. I meant to do that before the video because I do have another one of those. That's probably my favorite little reminder. Unbothered, in my lane, flourishing. That's kind of how I feel about this planner. I haven't reached out to see like what other people are really using. I feel like everyone and their dog is using Personal or A5 rings, and that's awesome. Like I feel like everyone should use exactly what works for them, and I just have to pay attention, be in my lane. I use half letter because I can cut sheets of paper in half, punch them, and go. And I am just lazy enough to need that in my life. I just don't want to hassle with a ton of different cuts. I print my own inserts because I create my own. So this just works so well for me. I love the space of this planner, and I also just love the simplicity of using it. So that's kind of where I am, and this little reminder is just like, stay in your lane, girl. I'm often like admitting that I feel like I hide under a rock. Like, I'm not really aware of all the things going on in the planner community, and it's not that I don't want to be a part of it. It's just that I kind of do my own thing and I peek in and out when I get the chance. So if I sound like I'm super old school, I am. I'm kind of just the little old lady over here with my half letter discs and just living her life. So this vellum is from the Planner Spot. I got some questions about that from when I shared this little quick flip on Instagram. Isn't it cool? So Sam, I think you want to bring that back to your shop, right? I suspect if a bunch of us ask her, she may bring that back, and I don't know what to call it. It was just from a previous kit, and somehow I spilled kind of some water on there, so it's wrinkled in this corner, so I really need a couple more sheets just to have on hand. I have that clipped because it's just a blank page and I can't stand, I mean, this is already like a lot to flip through and still not have gotten to my planner. It feels a little like, oh. So I have it clipped to open straight up to my yearly spread. And then on the opposite of that, I just have this nice grid, and I just use this to kind of start to track down those colors that I was sharing with you. So in 79, in 89, 850, it's 942. I have it written wrong there. I'm pretty sure it's 942. Anyways, and then I'm just matching up. I've tried to look for little, flags and stickers, and I've just been, diligently working on this. It's a real work, I tell you. Like, what a sacrifice it is for me to purchase stickers to figure out the right colors, but someone has to do it. So here's my quick overview of the year. And then we're just kind of rolling into, we're not quite to my goals section, but we're really close. And so this is kind of my way of brainstorming, like here's some things that we might have going on in the months ahead. I did that, last year. So you're kind of seeing some of what has already happened, some what may come. And this is just a really nice idea for myself and maybe my husband to kind of sit down, brainstorm, realize, oh, we think we want to take a vacation in October, but the reality is like we have 10 things going. That's not happening. So that's kind of what that serves. And I hate to have this open, to be honest, because I feel vulnerable. I don't want everyone to know what I'm doing, and particularly in this, but okay, it's all right. I'm going to be just fine. The back page then I just broke down into some goals, and this was heavily inspired by Moxie Life and I mean several other goal systems out there, but I think I used the ones of hers that I felt the most connected to. I printed those on the side, and then I just spent some time kind of thinking through some of those things, some things that I could do under those categories. This whole next section is inspired entirely by the Planner Spot. I created my own inserts, but they're completely based on her system, so I will link hers below because I would not sell these. I just did it for myself because I wanted them to all look a certain way, and I kind of got a little funky on some of the things. I switched it up a little bit. So I'm going to link below her channel for sure, dig through. She has so many great videos about how she sets her goals and how she basically picks 3, and then every month and every week and every day she's doing something to help accomplish that goal. And at this point in my life, my goals are fuzzy. I'm gonna admit they're kind of vague, and I'm terrible, honestly, at setting goals. So just the fact that I've filled out these pages, and I'm going to kind of flip through these. I'm not going to go into great explanation because again, it's really her system and it's her story to tell, but I love it. I absolutely feel like it was life-changing. It takes a lot for me to wrap my brain around this, and so just having some sheets to pull ideas out, to just have safe places to jot things down, it's been awesome. So I actually have probably 2 pages for every 1 page, and it's just because I've had rough drafts, and there's things that I've written on some that I want to transfer to the other but haven't done that yet. So she really takes it, and just like I said, she breaks 3 goals down into monthly, weekly, and daily. So you'll see here's kind of the monthly section. I've brainstormed the weekly, again, 2 of those. And I've really tried to break my week down into what kinds of things should be on the schedule each day, what tasks would I like to get done each day of the week, even down to meal ideas, hey, we can make it simple for ourselves and always have, tacos on Tuesday, or always have fish on Fridays. So just little ways that you can kind of tweak your time and your schedule to just simplify and make it easier. That's kind of what the gist of what I was doing with these. Let's see what else. Daily dashboard. So daily, that has really helped me figure out kind of my morning routine. I have never ever in my life really given much thought to a morning routine, and an evening routine is honestly just like such a failure to me so far, but I'm really determined. Like, I will get to the point where I'm just gonna do that. It's hilarious because I married the most routine-oriented person in the world. Like, he does the exact same things the first 20 minutes of his day, and I'm kind of that way, but mine just maybe isn't as productive. I don't know, you know, if spending the first 20 minutes of your day on a Wordle is productive, then yes. I cannot speak highly enough about the planner spots goal system, and that's what this entire section is about. And I feel, again, very vulnerable just having shown you any of that. So please do not pause your screen, do not zoom in any way, because I'm a mess, but I'm learning. So the next thing you're gonna see here is my schedule. And I will say that I have these side tabs. They're from Cloth and Paper. I love the texture, everything about them. I love the font, but I do wish that they were top tabs because I am running into my pen over here. It just feels clustery over on the side. So I'm kind of on the watch for some more top tab options. But until then, again, work in progress. I went ahead and did that same thing for 2023 because anytime now I'm gonna start brainstorming through that with my husband, and we're already getting some things that are popping on the calendar. So I just printed a blank of that same format for 2023. Then you're gonna see I already have June, but what I've done is I've added one of the Cloth and Paper plastic tabs for July, and I will just flip this out every month. So whatever the current month is, I will have that there in order to find my current spread quickly. And then you can see I have designed these grid monthly foldouts, and I love foldouts. I don't know, I mean, I take my stuff out of my discs constantly, so I love the space, writing on a table. I pop them back in without a problem. So foldouts work really well for me. People sometimes say they're bulky, but the reality is honestly, your month is typically 2 pages. Your foldout is like kind of like 2 pages. I don't know, whatever. Everybody has their preferences. So what I have done here is I have my July little monthly overview here with some task lists and things that totally are triggered to me that help me kind of prompt through my month. The gist is, and I'm not gonna go into great detail because I do plan to share more detail about this monthly system that I'm using. But basically the last month, the last month was June, that's the foldout, but it shows me July here, like an overview. And then, so I can have that back to back with my current view. And I can see through this. Normally it's laying down and it's fine. But what I just like to do here, I'm just gonna say quickly that I think I'm a little ADHD. I think I am not a natural planner. So honestly, I don't love to like repeat plan. I find that to be annoying if I'm filling out the exact same information every day. However, it really seems helpful for me to, jot down here that I have an event on the 9th, and then to add a little sticker over here that's like, or something over here to say, yeah, you have an event on the 9th. And it's like seeing the information in this way sometimes triggers my brain better than seeing the information this way. And then this spread honestly is a little bit more of like a, yeah, this actually happened. I fill this out when things are like 100% either have already happened or I know that it's not changing, it's a given. So I'm willing to kind of pre-plan on this, and you're gonna see that in my future months. I love pre-planning actually. I love getting to see like, oh yeah, we've got something happening in that month, woohoo. So that's been fun for me, and this is where I'm more likely to do it. I think you'll see inside that I don't have a ton, except for a very given thing. Thanksgiving, to my knowledge, is not changing. Don't kid me and tell me that I got it on the wrong week because I'll cry. And then this is a flag, so I do as much, flexible planning as I can in the future, but I am happy to have a spot that I can come to and write it down because I add it into our iCal system, but that sort of registers with my brain. This makes it really come alive to me, and when I can see a month and kind of see the stickers and see like, oh, we have a lot going on or not much going on yet, that is a very fun thing for me to be a part of. So you can see I've already started to work into August. I have added some things that are givens, and then I have just used some washi tape on things that are unknown or up for grabs. This is really helpful because I'm trying to kind of figure out when could I start filming some more videos, and like clearly we're on the road that week. Yeah, no, nothing's happening there. So then as I'm, planning ahead my schedule, which you'll see a little bit later in the back, it's just helpful for me to have like all these different cross references and all in the same place and just spelling it out for me. I get it, like my husband doesn't need this. If you're watching this, hopefully you're sort of this way. If you're like 100% a natural planner, this would just seem probably nutty to you, but it's not nutty to me, it's what I need. So I'm owning that. Okay, so So that's my I have all of my months together, which I've never done that before, but that's kind of Hobonichi inspired, just to have all the months together. Normally I always have my weeks sandwiched between, but this was kind of, like I said, something that I got used to in Hobonichi, having them all up front. So that I have maintained. And then at the end of that, I have kind of an inbox tab here. So it's very important that I have ways to find my spot throughout my planner. So my next big thing here would be the inbox. At the beginning of the month on my weekly pages, I have this grid here. I divided it into 4 sections here and just created an inbox of sorts. I don't necessarily come back and jot things here. That should be part of my weekly process, is to kind of, you know, look through this, think of other things. But this was a little bit more of a beginning of the month brain dump. And then I have come back and seen, like, well, what have I done? What do I still need to work on? But I haven't really added to it since then. This is from Cloth and Paper, and it's kind of one of those things that feels redundant and unnecessary, but it looks really cool, so I have left it there. But honestly, just this tab is all I probably really need here, so that's a struggle for me to, like, have the extra layer. I'm so weird. Okay, July. So I'm not going to walk you through these pages because I plan to do a flip through of my July page soon. So I'll just save all of that and I can go into greater detail about my monthly. There's a glimpse at it. You can see I already have August set up, dated, ready to go. I have not planned it yet, but this is what I will be using, is these, sorry, was that zooming in and out? I will be using these Hobonichi Cousin inspired weekly pages. So I was using the halvesies in July, and you'll hear in my video kind of why I'm making that switch, and that's August all set up. And then the next thing is a notes and lists section in my planner. And this is just like blank pages for anything. Like I have date night ideas, I have medical notes, I have, you know, places we want to go travel, anything that I kind of think of, this is where I put it. And I'm not going to walk you through each of those lists because I haven't screened them to see address changes. When we moved, you know, all the things I could think of where we needed to change our address. So this is kind of what that section is. And then we're gonna gloss through that and go straight here to my miscellaneous section. I have this tab, and that's basically just a way for me to find my passwords, and for my husband, in case he needs to, he knows where to look. I have those clipped, but this is what the passwords pages look like for me. And I write down the account, you know, the online, what our username is, and then a password hint. I don't ever write my actual passwords, but I do write a hint there so that I can kind of remember those. And then I just have this little fold out map. It's from So Much Crafting. I just have stamped which states I've been to. I've actually missed a couple, and we're gonna be traveling this summer, so I will get to see a few more. That'll be fun to mark off. But I just took like a cute little circle stamp and simply inked over the name of the state. So that was kind of fun to keep here as a reference. This next and last section here is my finances, and it's not a typical, like I don't do my budgeting here in my planner. I brainstorm for my budget meetings, but we use You Need a Budget. It's an online software. We love it. It's really flexible, but it gives every dollar a name. So every dollar you bring in, you can assign it where you want to spend it, and it really keeps us on track. When we overspend in one category, you have to pull from a different category in order to cover that. So I cannot speak highly enough about it. It's awesome. But yeah, so basically I shared in my last video about wishlist that this is just my spot where I can come, and as I have ideas, I jot them down. I'll go ahead and flip through this quickly, but I have filled some things out. So I have some new wish list ideas. You know, I got more specific, like, okay, I talked about home, but here's the different rooms of my home. So you should watch that video if you're at all curious. Here I had done some drawings like for our office and just some ideas. These are like per calendar, kind of like things that we have purchased for our home or that we would like to purchase as we're coming up. I just did 1 quarter per sheet, and you can see October, November, December rounds that out. This one here is a planner wish list, so it goes into a little bit more specifics. At first I didn't really think I could think of anything, but as stuff has come up, I have jotted it down. I'm already thinking a little bit towards 2023. I will still have my half letter discs set up. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use the Hemlock and Oak again. I'm either gonna use their daily or their weekly pages, and I'll share more about that later. I do plan to get the Hobonichi Techo A6 again. I use that for the daily pages, so if I just want to scratch out a crazy to-do list each day, I don't want to do that in these pages for whatever reason, and it just feels really safe for me to do it there. I'm not sharing those pages with anybody, so I can just scratch out whatever I want, and it's just a good spot for me. And that's really all my wish list section is, so that's really all my finances. And at the very end here, you're just gonna see I have a little section for plan to create. At the beginning of the year, I was doing really well. These are all videos that I shared. Okay, so for the first 2 months, I was sharing well. And then literally March hit us like a brick. We ended up moving. We had a wedding in May. Just kind of getting back into the swing of things here in July, August. I have some goals and some ideas of videos that I'd like to share. And other than that, this is it. I don't have anything tucked in the back here. I'm pretty clean and sleek. I just absolutely love this system. I don't think I mentioned it in the beginning, but this is a GM Agenda. This is not the desk agenda. I like this one better because it has the pockets up here, because you know I just love to fill my pockets. That's kind of funny that that's my reason, and I barely use them. But yeah, I think I like that, and the clasp is nice, and the pen loop. Does the other one have a pen loop? I can't remember. So anyways, taking these out was super simple. I have a video that I shared, and it's just been awesome. And again, I have another video talking all about half letter versus A5. If you're an A5 girl, you're buying all of your inserts and you're all set up, you do you. I am never gonna try to convince you otherwise. But if you're printing and cutting A5 here in America, I would highly suggest you consider half letter because it's so much simpler, and the video I shared talks about how the difference is very insignificant and yet your time would be saved. So you can check that out. I'll try to link it up at the top or down below. But anyways, that's kind of what I have been up to. Sorry that my lighting is getting a little wonky, and my camera likes to zoom in and out. So hopefully I can use this footage and it's not too crazy the whole time. But thank you so much for joining me. If you have any questions, I would appreciate you asking below. I would love to connect with you. Also, if you liked the video, giving me a thumbs up kind of lets YouTube know that someone else might like the video as well. So that's really helpful to me. And if you haven't yet and you would like to, please subscribe, because I would love to share some more content with you and get to know y'all a little better. Take care, guys.